has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Salutations everyone, and welcome to Let's Play The Darkest Dungeon. I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and Darkest Dungeon is a turn-based roguelike, I would almost say Nintendo hard role-playing game by Red Hook Studios. And without further ado, let's begin. Hey, I was planning on reading that, you dick. This is already off to a glorious start. Anyway, let's go. I had my own little campaign named Darkest Night, but, well, we might as well start a new one. The Darkest Let's Play, because why not? This is the series that is going to be replacing Conquest of Elysium 4, at least for the interim, as this is going to take up the new game slot, and for those who don't know me, well, you'll find out about me soon enough. But let's get through the introductory cutscene, shall we?
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
And will be welcomed to the tutorial and gameplay proper. Now, as a little bit of a preface and a little bit of a request on my part, first things first, please tell me if something is way too loud, if the audio is out of balance, and I'll try to correct that for future episodes. Second, my friends call me the antithesis of luck, and since most of the attacks and other effects in Darkest Dungeon are heavily based on luck, and your own personal skill, well, we'll at least see. This game is probably going to take me for a little bit of a ride. if not outright destroy me. And let's get going with Reynold, our Crusader. Map navigation, I'm not going to read this. You can pause it at any point in time to read it yourself, as I have already played through the tutorial once. But here is our Crusader Reynold and our Highwayman Dismas, basically melee, tank, and range DPS, at least for basic.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Basically our standard cannon fodder style troops.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Yes, combat is turn-based and all that, with your speed statistic determining who goes first, who goes second, and what goes third. And so on and so forth, as combat can be for up to 4 individuals versus 4 others. Now, for this fine gentleman, I'm going to try to cause some bleed damage on him. Which I get. Does this guarantee his death? No, but we can at least try and stun him. I don't feel like taking any damage, especially before the next fight.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
A little bit of cash will be burning through that soon enough. Alright, what little curio hides in here?
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
As I said, if the audio seems out of bounds, like if you can't hear anything over the sound of my voice, then feel free to tell me. I will correct it as soon as I can. And now, what am I going to do here? I was thinking about doing tracking shot because the Brigand Bloodletter is such a tanky opponent. Yes. We'll try to do a target marked, or at least a little bit of a buff. And for you, because I don't feel like getting hit by any of your attacks, let's try and stun you first. And unfortunately, as most of this is random chance, that doesn't always mean that we will succeed everything. Ooh, hi there. You lower my speed as well? No, it lowers my dodge. And this is what I hate about this specific combat, because I don't have anyone faster than the Brigand Fusilier. So let's see if I can take him down right now. How much damage does this deal? It's a damage mod of 25% negative compared to... Okay, that won't kill it no matter what I do unless I crit outright. And that only proved it. So we're going to attempt a stun on him again, but... Oh, his stun resistance is 50%. Why do I even bother? Well, I bother because I don't feel like trying to take a hit from him if I can avoid it, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Punishment, I believe, deals bleed damage, or at least stress. Which, in this game, there are 2 ways to die. I just went grim right at the outset for those who haven't played the game before. 2 ways to die. Your stress and your health. The difference being, stress carries over in between missions, health does not. Health will heal fully in between the 2. Maybe I can kill you both? Yes! Okay.
Destroy them.
Upon opponents dying, there will be corpses behind. Corpses are just little minor barriers, but if they die from natural causes, their corpses will somehow disintegrate into dust, ash, pools of blood, or something similar. None know why that's the case. We just choose to accept it as fact. There we go.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened
We
blade.
get a ton of free items that we may return to our manor from. Where the manor is the mission base operations? The home base, so to speak. That's a lot of weird supplies that the brigands just happened to give us. And here's also the level up screen, where you can also potentially get malignants or bonuses. Okay, the highwayman is tougher. Thank you, game. You're not trying to kill me immediately from the outset. I at least thank you for giving me this chance.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Is there some magic spell keeping me here? I kind of want to get out of here. I mean, Reynold disagrees. Anyway, I will attempt to avoid speaking over any of the voiceovers, and if it bleeds over, bloody well. But I will endeavor not to speak over it. Now, anyway, let's get some new heroes, shall we, to get up to the map.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Really? Just 3 brigands and the road was clear? I mean, like, what, were they gods?
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
We can start on her little spiel. My mistake. And we'll mess with upgrades in a moment, because we'll have to explain the Hamlet and upgrade system soon.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Yes, we'll get more cutscenes later that explain the backstory of this, but currently...
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Wait, we don't die? Please tell me we actually can stay dead. Please. Anyway, here's our motley crew for the first couple of missions. We have the Crusader, who has the following quirks. Quirks being mental effects that can be good or bad. Currently we have the Warrior of Light. Additional damage if the torch, which you saw up top, remains above a certain percentage lit. The torch being your bulwark against the darkness of the darkest dungeon. Oh, outfits? Neat, I didn't even notice that existing, so I guess we'll take you. But he also has the negative quirks, God-fearing. He will only pray for stress relief, and he's a kleptomaniac. I think those are stock standard. If you play the Darkest Dungeon, you will get these, and he comes with the 4 following skills. Smite, Zealous Accusation, Stunning Blow, and Bulwark of Faith. You saw both Smite and Stunning Blow, and I hope to show you Bulwark of Faith and Zealous Accusation later. Dismas, our apprentice highwayman, has quick reflexes, hard noggin, tough, and is apparently a known cheat. But that's probably like the least serious quirk here, and I wouldn't mind it. Burkia, Plague Doctor. A lovely Plague Doctor. Has a Beast Hater and a Second Wind, but is afraid of the Warrens and takes tons of damage when we go to that specific area of the map. Whereas a Seeker Vestal, I don't have to explain Plague Doctor, but a Vestal is like a nun, or near like warrior nun, has the natural swing of +5 accuracy, and will explore any bookshelves we come across, which is not necessarily a good thing. And yes, you will be chosen, but I think from the very get-go we're going to increase our stagecoach network by using some of these deeds and crests in order to upgrade our Hamlet. Like, for those who have played XCOM, you can actually draw some parallels to this. You have the Hamlet, which is your home base. Upgraded structures within it is building new, digging deeper into the cursed earth, so to speak, and adding new structures to it in order to improve your capabilities, or doing some research. In this case, I'm going to use some of these resources to upgrade the stagecoach network, because every week, i.e. every quest, afterwards you have a chance to acquire a certain number of heroes from this, and having an additional is good, for I have some specific heroes in mind, or at least I'd like to try each and every single one of them before the end of this. And the rest of these structures are not available to us now, and
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
yes. The darkest... Go away. Reynold, screw off. The darkest dungeon currently... Oh, we can access it. we can access it. There's no guarantee we'll live through it, though. Not yet, at least. Although they do have some hilarious ideas. Or at least they do have some hilarious things to say if you have this mission selected. Of course it's suicide. What the heck? The Inverted Bunch? Is there like a benefit system of some kind? I actually don't know. There are a few things I don't know about Darkest Dungeon. In fact, there are, like, actually many things. For I've only played through, like, a couple of missions in the Ruins, Cove, and Warrens, and a little bit of the Weld, but I've never actually beaten any one of them. So we'll head on to missions in the Darkest Dungeon now, which are all effectively randomized. Explore other regions to unlock this one. Basically test the waters.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
So this is akin to the equipment screen from XCOM, where you could equip your troops with certain items. In this case, I'm going to buy a little bit more than enough food for 2 meals, and then 1 of every type of unlocking ability, and then 10 torches, because I like to keep my torches lit throughout the entirety of a mission. For having your torches drop down low has neutral effects. I should say more extreme effects, but not necessarily bad ones, depending on how you've built your party. But in this case, well, not much I can do here. I forgot that that's not how this is supposed to go. Anyway, let's get going. To the north, what will we encounter here? I have absolutely no clue, but we'll grab a torch really quickly. I mean, that is convenient, and since we're so close to actively, dropping the torchlight, let's make sure it remains high so we have a chance of surprising them, which allows us to act first in the first round of combat. So we're going to start with a grape shot blast, and then hopefully the rest of these people can easily destroy them. Can Noxus Blast not reach? It can. I didn't select it, that's why. Don't mind me just doing very, very stupid things without realizing it.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Also, I did really, really like the narrator here. It's almost as good as me.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
But in terms of combat,
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
unlocked strongbox. A long-forgotten strongbox sits on the cold stone floor. Its contents unknown. It's used to unlock strongboxes and doors. But it's unlocked. Occasionally there are some objects that will have strange effects on certain unlocking mechanisms.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
And this mission is set in stone as well, I think. At least in order to show you what all mechanics do in this. So I'm going to prop some blinding gas on this cultist acolyte and attempt to stun it at least, as I really don't feel like dealing with the damage it puts out. The grape shot blast should take care of at least one of the two. And then the dazzling light will take out hopefully what's remaining. Graveyard slash. Of course, the Crusader happens to be the slowest. And misses the zealous accusation, which would have actually been fairly helpful. Well, not my issue then. A plague grenade should do the work.
Well struck.
And that's a nice little crit that you happen to get here. It'll die next turn regardless, so I think I can avoid it, but it's already using Stressful Incantation, which is a purely stress-based attack. Which is an incredibly annoying style of attack to deal with. And it resists the stun, but that's not what I'm here for.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Oh, we will take a little bit of damage. We should have to get rid of the rest of them.
Give them no quarter.
So how's my little Vestal doing? Doesn't matter, it died.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'll tell you this now, the narrator here talks a lot, at least on mission. I'd almost say it's one of the highlights of the game here. But as such, I will speak over the narrator here, at least. And there's probably a little treasure room here. Thankfully, we don't need a treasury to store gold. Oh. You surprise me? That's annoying. I'll at least move this guy back so he has a chance to be in combat.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Alright, we'll hit the cultist brawler with this. Yeah, we were able to stun it, which is all that matters. And I would love to at least push you to the... I am sorry for you. I really would like to get our melee person to the front lines who can't really do much of anything else. Who acts first? You do. You can't even act, so please back up. You see, the thing is, if I move you to the front, I literally can do nothing now, so we'll have to pistol shot in order to try to deal with you. No thank you, I don't feel like getting a call from Aurora, not yet. Pistol shot you, I guess we'll just deal with it. What is this ability? Illumination, but does it actually... Yes, it does deal damage. Well then.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And run for the old gods, which... Oh, when did it get to the front? I stopped paying attention. Did he actually pull the Crusader to the front? That actually sets up everything to be just fine for me. Is that his accusation? No. I think Stunning Blow will be good here. Stop him for a few turns while we can reorient ourselves, because I need him to move one bit further. Although I don't appreciate this Cultist Acolyte and a stressful incantation, I also do not care as much. Plague Grenade will definitely finish it off no matter what.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
I would have rather not done that. Mostly because I'd rather have the cultist die by someone who doesn't really care about that. Or at least doesn't really care about the fact that the cultist is
surges as the enemy crumbles.
Like, I'd rather it die from Blight, but this is good enough. Illumination again, I guess. Hey, I forgot you had poison, so you would die regardless. But the Noxious Blast should actually finish you off just nicely. Somehow poisoning you. We try not to question said things.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Here, this is the heirloom chest that I thought to use the key on. The key unlocks a hidden compartment, giving us some holy water and some deeds. Although, in all honesty, I had no need of such things. Now, you should be properly set up for all your skills. Yes, you can use all of them. That's the only thing I cared about here. Select a destination on the map. Well, there's only one destination I even care for. Thank you.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Yes, but while his efficacy is unwitnessed by his own eyes, his results are definitely laid bare to see. Mooneville.
Watch your step.
Mooneville. Like, I don't want you to die in what is effectively a tutorial mission. Please, stop. And I will tell you this, it is random chance who gets hit. That's not right. We shouldn't be getting surprised this often, especially at full light. Mostly because this is incredibly irritating for me because I have to move back. And yes, we miss. I mean, I did say that my luck is notoriously bad. And I wouldn't be surprised if we lost 2 people at the very beginning entirely because my luck decided to say screw me in particular today.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Yes, Death's Door is annoying. For those who are unfamiliar with the idea behind Death's Door, anyone who's played like a Warhammer RPG would actually have a very decent idea of what it does. For you see, the Death's Door concept is similar to the crit tables of Dark Heresy, where you have your certain amount of health, and then you have the crit table below your health after you reach 0. This crit table is the only thing that can actually kill you here.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Whereas being on Death's Door is very similar. Being on Death's Door is akin to being on the crit table, and being on the crit table means that you are at risk for death at a moment's notice. I believe we can Noxious Blast you. We just need, like, one more solid hit. Like so. And good, you didn't target anyone who actually mattered.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Good. Alright.
Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
I mean, we're going to heal you as much as we can, but we're probably going to have to eat something very, very soon. Now, of holy purport, we put holy water on there. Divine benefit. Thank you. Okay. Alright, everyone set up in your positions again. I don't know how they keep surprising us. There's absolutely no reason or cause that they should be able to do that. But if they do, well, that's not my issue. Anyway, I'm thankful that that's how that specific event resolves. As if it was not. Oh, so that's what Curious does. At least to get me some loot, and a lot of food. Probably gonna have to eat something very, very soon. And hunger. Everyone regain 5% HP. Try not to die on me. Oh yeah, you can't eat anything else, can you? Fair enough. Let's keep moving. Continue adventuring. There's no reason not to. We have so many supplies.
The light, the promise of safety.
And yes, I was smart enough to carry an extra shovel for this such an occasion. And our final battle. Ooh, the tempting goblet. This gentleman right here is the Bone Courtier, similar to the Cultist and their ability to do stressful damage. We want to get rid of the Bone Courtier as soon as possible, but first things first, Grape Shot. Grape Shot Blast is actually the primary reason why I like keeping the Highwayman in that area, just because of the area damage it's able to deal. Whereas the Plague Doctor being in the back is the perfect opportunity for Plague Grenades to go off, which will almost always deal blight damage. Now, I think I'm actually going to have to move you, like, back one, because most of your abilities work from the rear. I just completely forgot that. But Illumination is nice, for we can make sure the Bone Courtier can't dodge. Actually, the Bone Courtier dies. Good enough for me. I mean, the Arbalest is going to get a free shot off, but thankfully we're able to dodge. You, on the other hand, do not like the Vestal being on death's door. You're dead, you're dead. I'm guessing we'll see if we can hit the Bone Soldier to death. Unfortunate that that's not the case.
A death by inches.
And you get your shot off, but you don't matter nearly as much as the other two. Oh, their stress damage really is high. I should try to fix that as soon as possible. Okay, you are not going to die just yet. Forgot that deals no damage. Yes, like, I don't know why I thought it dealt damage. That's just me being an idiot. And Zealous Accusation
A singular strike.
finishes them both off. And he shall die next. In which case, I'm just going to start wasting some people's actions. In an effort to get around to someone who can actually heal. Like, do a little bit of battlefield medicine, at least. And a crit and reduce some stress damage.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Alright. Do I have any keys remaining? No. But the contents are mine regardless. And we even managed to pick up the Crusader's Seal for the Crusader only. Some little protection, but a little bit less crit chance. Not a big issue. I really would like to make him actually tanky. And with that, we finished the mission, gained the Dodge Stone, gained some more crests and gold, as well as get a ton of extra supplies and gold. Huh, these are independent of each other, so we have like 7,000 gold from that. I guess I'm somewhat happy, but I shouldn't taunt the game. Doing so only means death. And you have stress damage in Cove, but you take less stress damage in the Ruins. That's helpful. I guess we'll try to stay in the Ruins then, because Reynolds.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
And from the completion of that, we now have access to the tavern and the abbey, which are two locations that we'll explore next time. For this is the end of this episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon, and I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, for it helps out a great deal. This has been BrainBoy20, and I bid you farewell.